It's time for St. Lucia Magazine, your monthly wrap-up.
Hello and welcome to St. Lucia Magazine, a weekly news program bringing you updates on key developments across government sectors including healthcare, education and the economy. I'm your host, Petula Olibert. In this week's highlights, the newly established task force on tariffs held its inaugural meeting.
It's time for St. Lucia Magazine, your monthly wrap-up.
In response to tariff increases announced by the United States, the government of St. Lucia took decisive action and established a ministerial task force to monitor and assess potential economic impacts.
The newly established Tariff Task Force is chaired by Honorable Emma Hippolyte, Minister for Commerce, Manufacturing, Business Development, Cooperatives and Consumer Affairs. This initiative follows U.S. President Donald Trump's February 1, 2025 announcement of additional tariffs which include a 25% tariff on imports from Mexico and Canada, a 10% tariff on imports from China, and a 10% tariff on energy sources from Canada. These measures have raised concerns about their potential impact on St. Lucia's trade and business sectors. Minister Hippolyte emphasized that the task force, established through a cabinet conclusion, will focus on three key objectives.
Our mandate as a task force is clear, and they are: 1, to monitor and analyze the effect of the new U.S. tariffs on St. Lucia's trade landscape. 2, to provide informed advice to businesses, exporters, and stakeholders on how to adapt to these changes. And 3, to develop strategic recommendations that will help mitigate potential negative impacts.
The minister stressed the significance of this initiative.
The livelihoods of our business owners, manufacturers, farmers, and exporters are at stake. Put simply, if the cost of imported raw material rises, our local manufacturers could face higher production costs, a burden which will likely be passed on to consumers. If agricultural exports become less competitive, our farmers could struggle to maintain market access. If supply chains are further disrupted, our consumers could see even more changes in the pricing and availability of goods. That is why this task force is both necessary and urgent.
To ensure a thorough and informed approach, a technical subcommittee comprising representatives from government ministries, private sector organizations, and trade-related agencies will support the task force. Meetings will be held bi-weekly with reports submitted to the Cabinet of Ministers to inform national policy decisions. Minister Hippolyte underscored the importance of collaboration in addressing these economic challenges.
I must emphasize that our work will not be reactive. We will be proactive, solution-driven, strategic, and result-oriented.
The inaugural meeting of the task force was held on March 18, 2025. From the Ministry of Commerce, Manufacturing, Business Development, Cooperatives, and Consumer Affairs, Rajvara Lawrence reporting.
The Prime Minister addressed concerns over the U.S.'s inquiry into Cuban doctors and St. Lucia's alleged blacklisting. Navallo Geese has the details.
The Prime Minister of St. Lucia, the Honourable Philippe J. Pierre, has addressed recent international developments involving the island, including an inquiry from the United States concerning the employment of Cuban medical personnel and reports suggesting St. Lucia may be included on a United States watch list. During a recent press briefing, Prime Minister Pierre confirmed that government had received a diplomatic note from the U.S. regarding the presence of Cuban doctors in the country. He stressed that Cuban medical professionals have been an integral part of St. Lucia's healthcare system since 1979, and they are regarded with the same respect and responsibilities as local medical staff.
The Cuban doctors who work in St. Lucia, they work as professionals. They get paid by the government of St. Lucia, and they have no special or different treatment to our local doctors. And in terms of their use, they play a very important role in our medical system. Our medical system would basically collapse if the Cuban doctors were not there.
The Prime Minister reassured the public that the government has already responded to the United States inquiry and reaffirmed St. Lucia's adherence to international law. Regarding reports that St. Lucia has been placed on a United States yellow list, the Prime Minister clarified that no official communication has been received from Washington. He cautioned against speculation and urged responsible discourse on the matter.
We've got no official notification as yet. We've made inquiries for our Washington office, and then they also have said to us that they have nothing official, so only what we have to go by is an article on a newspaper. And that is a very serious issue. It's nothing to gloat about or to laugh at.
The Prime Minister reaffirmed the government's commitment to public safety, economic stability, and strong diplomatic relations. He assured citizens that St. Lucia will continue to engage with international partners to protect the nation's interests whilst prioritizing the well-being of its people. The Prime Minister went on to state that the government remains steadfast in upholding its international commitments and ensuring that the nation's healthcare system and diplomatic relations continue to function in the best interests of the St. Lucian people.
The government of St. Lucia received funding from the Republic of China Taiwan for the second phase of the Constituency Development Project. The funds will be used for infrastructural and social development initiatives.
The Republic of China Taiwan once again reaffirmed its commitment to St. Lucia's development. Her Excellency Nicole Ying Chen Su, Taiwan's ambassador to St. Lucia, officially handed over a check valued at $725,687.52 to the government of St. Lucia as part of the Constituency Development Program.
I am very glad to see that our bilateral projects have been aligning perfectly with your vision. Among these projects, I understand that the Constituency Development Program, the CDP, is one which has been bringing positive impacts on almost everyone in St. Lucia. So it is therefore my great honor today to present to you our contribution to the CDP, which will assist the construction, the maintenance, the repair of footpaths, roads, drainage systems, community beautification, and other social development program for the benefit of the people in St. Lucia.
Prime Minister Honorable Philip J. Pierre spoke on the importance of diplomatic ties shared between the two nations.
So small states like us, what I call mini states, we need to have friends. And we need to have friends who are genuine and friends who respect us as countries, but who understand that we have a right to find out for ourselves what we want for our people. And we've made the point that St. Lucia chooses its own friends. No one dictates to us who our friends are. Our friends are people who understand us, and we have to respect. We request that our friendship is respected. We found Taiwan to be a good friend. We found Taiwan to be a friend that has worked with us for quite a while. And that friendship, we would like the entire world to understand and respect.
The CDP funds will be allocated to the St. Lucia Social Development Fund and will support vital infrastructure projects such as road repairs, footpaths, drainage systems, and community beautification. With this latest financial contribution, St. Lucia continues to strengthen its bilateral relations with Taiwan, ensuring sustainable development and improved quality of life for its citizens. For the Government Information Service, I am Kendall Eugene.
This is St. Lucia Magazine. Still to come, Anchorage on the waterfront is set to enhance the visitor experience and boost local economic growth. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Brenda Duncan, Managing Partner for BDO Eastern Caribbean Chartered Accountants. Our team uses the IRD portal at least twice per month for submission of PAYE and VAT returns and payments. We also file annual tax returns and make quarterly corporate tax installments for our clients. It's very useful. At first, it might seem a bit intimidating, but it's actually very user-friendly and easy to use. The best part for me is not having to fill out hard copy documents, prepare checks, and get IRD to stamp forms. All your evidence of payments and filings are right there online for easy reference. For both my local and international clients, it's a huge plus for me as we can email electronic filings with ease. I would recommend using the IRD portal to any business. It's a safe and secure place to store all your tax activities in the digital format.
Welcome back. The official launch of Anchorage on the waterfront promises new business opportunities and a better experience for visitors and locals. Nivalo Geest has the details.
Anchorage on the waterfront, the new hub, formerly known as the Castries Market Box Park, is set to redefine the consumer experience while fostering economic growth within the city. Speaking at the official launch ceremony of the facility on March 14th, Permanent Secretary within the Ministry of Tourism, Donalyn Vitae, described the facility as more than just a commercial space, but rather a symbol of progress and innovation.
This facility is not just a collection of shops and a home for the marketing board or food and beverage outlets. It's a testament to our commitment to enhancing visitor experiences and enriching the lives of our residents.
The development stems from the OACS Regional Competitiveness Project, ORTCP, initiated in 2013 under the then Minister of Tourism, Lon Theophilus. Despite initial challenges, the government secured financing in 2017. Construction then commenced with support from the World Bank. Highlighting the significance of this initiative, the Permanent Secretary noted that the project underwent strategic restructuring in 2021 to better serve the community and advance tourism development. She added that several other projects are in the pipeline.
We take pride in launching the completion of our projects, but more so the exuberance in providing opportunities for many locals so that more people could benefit. Our next launch may be Choiseul or maybe the Mon Lay-by, but they will all happen, including Canaries and Sphe Park and the Underwater Sculpture Park. The road has not been easy and there are many people to thank.
Minister for Tourism, Investment, Creative Industries, Culture and Information, Honorable Dr. Ernest Hilaire, also underscored the project's importance, emphasizing its potential to drive economic transformation.
This facility is designed to allow St. Lucians to own and to be able to earn a livelihood from the tourism sector, as well, of course, as St. Lucians themselves patronizing it. It is a tourism-oriented project. It is not supposed to be just another shopping experience. It has to be a special shopping experience where the best of St. Lucia is on display to St. Lucians and to the world. And that's important. Whatever that happens in this facility must also demonstrate to the world the best of what we have in St. Lucia.
The facility features 22 shops. The St. Lucia Marketing Board operate 2 units within the location and are also the managers of the specified area. The remaining units are set to be utilized by food and beverage enterprises and other businesses.
St. Lucia's Ministry of Health hosted a closing ceremony that recognized the contributions of medical teams from the U.S. and Taiwan during the Lamont Medical Mission. Onika McCoy tells us more.
Government officials, health experts from the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Elderly Affairs, members of the Lamat's 25 mission and medical professionals from Taiwan gathered at the Sandals Halcyon Conference Room on Friday, 7th March for the closing ceremony of the U.S. Military Air Force's Southern Medical Mission, Lesser Antilles Medical Assistance Team, Lamat 25. The event marked the culmination of a collaborative effort that delivered critical medical services to communities across St. Lucia, leaving a lasting impact on the nation's healthcare landscape. This year's mission focused on providing specialized medical care, including surgeries, diagnostic services, health education, and training. The team of medical professionals from the U.S. Military Air Force's Southern and the Cathay General Hospital in Taiwan worked alongside local healthcare providers to address a wide range of medical needs. Colonel Brian Gavitt, the command surgeon of Air Force's Southern, highlighted the mission's achievements, noting that hundreds of patients received life-changing treatments during the initiative.
The data from Lamat 2025 is impressive. Here are just some fast facts on what's been accomplished over the past 2 weeks. Over 1,200 patients have been seen and treated. Over 130 operations completed and over 278 non-surgical procedures. Multiple key pieces of critical equipment, shout out to the BMETs, serviced and repaired, including a surgical sterilizer, an instrument washer disinfector, dental chairs, and dental equipment. Over 9,000 critical pre-deployment skills were exercised for U.S. medics to make them worldwide deployable. Multiple knowledge exchanges on topics ranging from pre-hospital care to tropical diseases to emergency response. And altogether, our teams collectively provided care worth more than over $530,000.
Dr. Adelaide Mooney, Acting Medical Director of St. Jude Hospital, shared her heartfelt gratitude for the Lamat's 25 mission, highlighting how it transcended medical procedures to become a profound testament to the power of collaboration.
At the heart of this initiative was a shared commitment to ensuring that no patient is left behind due to a lack of resources or expertise. Patients who might have waited months, even years, for life-changing surgeries were able to get the care that they so desperately needed. For many, this mission was not just about health. It was about restoring dignity, mobility, and quality of life. Together, we touched the lives of numerous individuals. Under Lamat 2025, a total of 68 procedures were performed at St. Jude Hospital.
The Minister for Health, Wellness and Elderly Affairs, Honorable Moses Jabaptis, expressed his deep appreciation to the Lamat 25 team for their unwavering commitments to quality healthcare delivery, while underscoring the government's intensified efforts to strengthen partnerships and ensure that the people of St. Lucia benefit from improved access to exceptional healthcare services.
Our government deeply appreciates the collaboration among the professionals in St. Lucia, the people and governments and professionals of Taiwan, and also the Lamat team and the government and people of the United States of America. We thank you because you have changed the lives of so many people in St. Lucia.
The Lamat's 25 mission stands as a testament to the power of international cooperation and the shared commitments to improving global health. From the Communications Unit of the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Elderly Affairs, I am Onika McCoy.
The Royal St. Lucia Police Force provided an update on prominent domestic violence cases. More in this report from Virgil Leonti.
The Royal St. Lucia Police Force is assuring the public that domestic violence cases are taken seriously and dealt with thoroughly. At a recently held press conference, the top brass of the force dismissed suggestions that the police are negligent in handling domestic violence matters. Assistant Commissioner of Police Superintendent Luke De Freitas pointed to the recent arrest of suspects as proof of effective policing.
So, it is by our actions. We have shown that we very aggressively pursue matters of violence against every gender, not just women. We take them equally important. And I think our actions in the past few months has certainly sent a signal to the public that the police will not sit back and tolerate violence of any kind, shape, or form. Additionally, We have always said that one of the areas we think that could curb on these issues of domestic violence, or violence really, is really early intervention. That the police respond quickly, adequately, seriously, identify patterns of abuse, yes, and we deal with them before these domestic issues escalate.
Superintendent De Freitas was supported by his colleague, Deputy Police Commissioner Dr. Mashama Seeley. She says St. Lucia is one of only a few countries in the region with a vulnerable persons unit dedicated to handling such matters.
Domestic violence, it's interesting that you'd mention that because Commissioner and myself had to intervene not too long ago concerning a matter of domestic violence. And domestic violence is a very complicated subject because it involves emotions, it involves families, and most times you have incidents where the person who's a victim, and may not necessarily be the female alone, it may also be males, we have to acknowledge that. They may not necessarily want to leave the individual immediately because emotions are involved. So that is where counseling is important. That is where a person needs to focus on their safety and themselves. And that is where we come in to provide the necessary guidance to help the individual make the best decision for themselves, their safety, and their families.
Recruitment drives, staffing, and normalizing 8-hour work days were also addressed. Police Commissioner Vern Gard announced that plans for an effective witness protection program are in an advanced stage and once complete would alleviate the backlog of cases. Reporting for St. Lucia Magazine, I'm Virgil Leonti.
Coming up next, vendors embrace digital payments that enhance their business efficiency. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Wayne Benty, school teacher and a frequent user of the IRD portal. As a teacher, I try to stay open to learning new and better ways to accomplish tasks. The IRD portal is a perfect example. I use it at least 3 times a year for filing my taxes and checking to ensure that all is accurate and properly saved. At first, I was reluctant about using the portal, but I had to follow the advice I give my students. Go ahead and give it your best shot. You'll figure it out, and I did just that. All my information stored securely. It's user-friendly, very reliable, and takes much less time than the old paper method. I gave the IRD portal an A+.
Welcome back. As the cruise season brings thousands of visitors to St. Lucia, the push for digital transformation among local vendors is gaining momentum. 3 years after the NCPC introduced point-of-sale machines to vendors at the Vendors Arcade, a follow-up assessment revealed a growing acceptance of cashless transactions. More in this report from Glenn Simon.
During Productivity Awareness Week 2022, the National Competitiveness and Productivity Council, NCPC, in collaboration with the St. Lucia Bankers Association and the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, ECCB, engaged vendors at the Vendors Arcade, equipping them with financial knowledge to enhance their sales productivity. Vendors were introduced to point-of-sale machines, enabling them to accept real-time credit and debit card payments from cruise passengers and other customers.
It couldn't be more timely in this time, and especially in the era that we are in there today in terms of digital banking, digital currency.
As the 2025 cruise season ushers in thousands of visitors to St. Lucia's shores, the NCPC conducted a follow-up assessment to gauge the adoption of digital payments among vendors at the Vendors Arcade. The goal was to determine whether at least one vendor had transitioned to accepting cashless transactions, a crucial step towards modernizing business operations and enhancing efficiency. Our team engaged vendors in impromptu interviews, capturing perspectives from those still hesitant and those who had fully embraced the shift, and even visitors sharing their thoughts on the convenience of digital payments.
I'd rather use cash. Larger amount? Yes, a card. Of course.
Because I do not have the card machine, and people I bring
to those that have the card machine. They make lots of money.
It's more profitable in using the card, and I have never regretted it. Now, having mine for myself is very profitable.
Cash is convenient, but depending on the size of the purchase, a card would be fine too.
It's a good thing to do, and it encourages more sales.
I would advise all vendors to move into getting the machine, because now in the cashless world, people don't walk with any cash.
Well, you've heard it straight from the vendors, the game-changing impact of point-of-sale machines on their sales productivity. For the NCPC and its stakeholders, it was truly gratifying to witness not just one, but more than 10 vendors successfully making the transition to digital payments. The NCPC hopes that this modest success will inspire a nationwide shift, driving greater financial inclusion and business efficiency across the island. For the National Competitiveness and Productivity Council, Glenn Simon reporting.
The Taiwan Technical Mission, in partnership with the Ministry of Agriculture, addressed the rising production costs by providing farmers with high-quality agricultural inputs. Zarek Felix reports.
In a significant step towards strengthening food security and supporting local farmers, the Taiwan Technical Mission is first subsidized agricultural input sale for 2025. This initiative comes as a response to the increasing production cost faced by St. Lucian farmers and aligns with the mission's ongoing efforts to enhance agricultural practices across the island. The input sale is a flagship initiative under the second phase of the 7 Crops Project, a collaborative effort between the Taiwan Technical Mission and the Ministry of Agriculture. Production officer for the 7 Crops Project, Edward Wilson, highlights the agricultural input sale and explains the benefit of each item for farmers.
Today we have our first input sale for the year 2025, and we are showcasing some variety of different inputs available for the farmers here. Some of them are in line with our demonstration practices we showcase on the island. For example, the trellis net is a new commodity. We are making it available because sometimes you have some of these trainings and we need to follow it up with readily available inputs so the farmers can access. So we made that available for the farm.
This initiative aligns with multiple demonstrations throughout St. Lucia, aimed at educating farmers on advanced cultivation techniques. The goal is to enhance productivity while promoting sustainable farming practices. Farmer Herbert William expressed his appreciation for this initiative, noting the significant cost savings and improvements to his farm operations.
Well, I can say it's a while since I know the Taiwanese. They visit my farm. I'm satisfied with their performance. They taught me a lot, and I learned a lot from them. And with their technical technique, I've been saying right now I'm a professional farmer because I've gained a lot from the technical, from them, the assistance they have given. Right now, I am in Union having a sale, and which means if we had to brought those stuff in St. Lucia, it would be a lot more than what we get in it. So I really appreciate that. Yeah, thanks a lot for our government for having the Taiwanese with us.
The Taiwan Technical Mission, in partnership with the Ministry of Agriculture, has assured the farming community that more input sales and demonstrations will be held throughout this year. Farmers interested in participating in future sales are encouraged to reach out to the extension officers for more information. This initiative marks a continued commitment to the advancement of St. Lucia's agricultural sector, ensuring farmers receive the necessary tools and knowledge to thrive in an increasingly challenging economic environment. From the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries, Food Security and Rural Development, I am Zarek Felix reporting.
With this, we come to the end of St. Lucia Magazine. Thank you to all who contributed to the production of this program, the National Television Network, the GIS team, and the communications officers at the various ministries. Thank you for joining us on NTN Channel 122 and the social media pages of the Government of St. Lucia. I am Petula Olibert. Until next time, stay informed, stay engaged, as we look forward to more positive developments in the coming week.